Hello fans, welcome to this week's episode of the Myatt Movie Show. This week we'll be talking all about Pixar's new film, Inside Out, and that's what we'll be talking about today.
It's gonna be good. Let's get going.
Alright, so the new movie Inside Out came out. It's Pixar's new movie. They've hit, not all their movies over the last couple years have hit the same critical attention that they have, but this new film has seemed to get a lot of that buzz, and we're here to review that.
Yeah. No. How'd you feel about it, Miles, though?
I'm going to run through a quick plot synopsis so everyone could follow us first. And basically what it's about is a young girl named Daisy who's moving with her family from the Midwest. Riley is moving with her family to San Francisco, and in her head, you get to meet the characterized version of the emotions: anger, fear, joy, sadness, and disgust. And you get to see Riley, her parents, and the voices in her head, their journey as they go through that big move in life. So now, what did you think of this movie?
Oh, I really like this movie. It was not, in my personal opinion, one of the greatest Pixar movies. I know you may disagree with that, but it's not up there with Toy Story 3, Cars, The Incredibles, just some of like the bigger ones that people enjoyed. But not to say anything against it, because it was a fantastic movie. I will say it's probably one of the most emotional Pixar movies, maybe after Up. Up, I'd say. I don't know. I got Up hurt me a little more than that movie, but
yeah. It doesn't have that opening 10 minutes that Up had, that's for sure. But what I noticed really too, because the movie is all about emotions and dealing with that, and it really, without spoiling it, because I don't want to give any of the plot or jokes away, because it's one of those kinds of things, it really is about like the death of a childhood.
Mm-hmm.
And just seeing those elements, it's really hard not to give it all away, but I'll try not to, but seeing that, it is a little heartbreaking, because as I was watching it for the first time, I know you got to see it twice, I only got to see it once, but seeing some of those elements and reflecting back at that really crucial age, at 10 and 11 years old, where all you want to do is grow up, it's really sad. It's more than just, I found it sadder at times than Up. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's a different way you're able to relate to it more than Up. I mean, not to compare it to Up, but just saying. Like,
same director though, Pete Docter.
Oh, what a guy.
Okay.
So, who's your favorite character, would you say?
My favorite character, I would say, is probably Sadness. Like I said before, we gotta really scratch the surface with it, because otherwise I'll get into specifics and ruin the experience of the movie.
You won't have fun.
Yeah, and I think it's great too, because as you go into this movie, the trailers, they didn't really give away that much. Right?
Yeah, no, the trailers, at least the teaser trailer was really, really good, and really didn't show anything about the movie, but it showed almost everything that was going to happen in the movie.
It gave you a good...
That was a bad metaphor.
No, it gives you the best trailers display tone, and we're not getting into a trailer review now, but now getting into these characters in the movie Inside Out, I think they did a great job at fleshing out these characters, these emotions that could have easily been one-dimensional.
Yeah. I can't say that, it's just too... Gotta scratch the surface, but my favorite character, what I feel like I related to the most, was Anger. I really liked Anger.
He was hilarious.
He was the comic relief, but
forget his name, Lewis Black, I think, who voiced Anger.
But also more importantly than just our favorite character is the chemistry that the five of them had together.
Fantastic.
I'd say the two sort of side characters were Disgust and Fear, but in a way they added so much to it. They added they just added how Riley would be feeling, oh, I don't want parents to be there, and I'm scared of this, but Joy was able to bring it back, and that was her main emotion, if that made sense. Right. So I really liked that.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so much to enjoy with this movie. I mean, did you have any issues that really stuck out to you? That would be interesting to talk about.
One issue, which is not Pixar's fault.
Okay.
It's Disney's fault. It was also Disney Cruise's fault. I saw the movie Wreck-It Ralph probably 25 times, because That's what you do on a cruise line. You do nothing. So I saw it and I got really, really sick of it. And this is how I was able to relate to it. In like the sense how they traveled through worlds in Wreck-It Ralph and they traveled to different games. It felt like that when they were in Riley's brain.
I know what you're talking about too, because they're both sort of not real, like not physical characters. And
I was just, you know,
there's a similar tone there.
The second time I was able to more separate it, but the first time I was like, oh, this is the exact same as Wreck-It Ralph, and
I mean,
it just not the exact same, but you get what I'm saying.
It doesn't. It's way better than Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh no, yeah.
It's more mature.
And for me, just because of like the way I felt about Wreck-It Ralph and like the thought process there, the second time I watched it, I was able to just it got real the second time.
I see what you're saying, though, because without, again, only scratching the surface, one of the journeys is exploring the inside of someone's brain, and there's so many clever things, but it also has this Alice in Wonderland video gamey retro feel that I see where it might feel similar to Wreck-It Ralph, but that didn't take me out at all. Great.
No, it was an amazing movie, and I was just saying, like, if there was one thing, that was what pulled me out of it.
And honestly, I didn't pick out... like most great Pixar movies, I didn't really pick out anything that really stuck out, even if there were little things. I mean, no movie is perfect, and I don't really think there's much of a point to nitpick it, so...
There's one perfect movie.
What?
We're not going to get into it yet.
Oh, yeah, later. But what would you give this movie as a rating?
As a rating, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to have it make myself an animated movie rating list and a real movie rating list, if that makes sense.
All right.
Stop rolling your eyes. So this movie, I would give a 4.2 out of 5. That's really good.
Yeah.
Like Lion King. Lion King is like 4.8.
You can't. You don't ever give anything a 5 out of 5. And
I don't like giving it a 5 out of 5. That's saying it's a perfect movie.
I don't.
There's only one movie.
We're gonna get off on a tangent here, but me personally, just to explain how I rate movies, I don't rate movies 5 out of 5 if they're perfect, but it's the experience that it brings out of something. And if I can't give Inside Out, I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. If I can't give Inside Out a 5 out of 5, I don't know what else I could give a 5 out of 5.
You're giving it a perfect score. You're saying it is a perfect movie.
I'm not saying it's a perfect movie. No movie ever made is perfect. Another movie, Mad Max, I'd give that there's very few movies.
You give Mad Max a 5 out of 5?
There's 7 movies in the last 5 years that I would give a 5 out of 5, and Inside Out is one of them. You guys got to go see it. It's fantastic. Wyatt hates me right now.
You need to... No, not...
What? Just speak your mind.
Okay.
This is what this show is for.
We have 2 minutes left.
We have 2 minutes.
When you're gonna...
Just keep going.
When you're gonna rate a movie... You're distracted. When you're gonna rate a movie, your 5 out of 5 is saying it's a perfect movie. That is the peak. It's like there cannot be anything better than that. There is something better than Inside Out. There's many Pixar movies that are better than Inside Out. And if you're going to give everything a 5 out of 5...
I've told you, I've looked through it. I've only given 7 films in the last 5 years, truly a 5 out of 5. And I think if you're saying that you could perfectly rate a movie from a pure critique, whatever standpoint, you're saying that opinions aren't subjective. That there's a way of really... This movie's a 5 out of 5. This movie isn't. I think that movie is an art form. It's experience, and I think even if I didn't really...
So just the way we judge it is differently. You're more an opinion. Like, you have no opinion, so you just...
Oh, wow. Man, I'm probably gonna punch him in the face. I'm just kidding. We get along. Certain things, man.
That's annoying. I'm sorry. 5 out of...
I mean, that's a good question for any of you guys that want to comment. What do you think? Who has the better opinion on how they rate movies?
You know, who's right and who's wrong. I don't know. 5 out of 5 for this movie. All right, 4.2, 5.5. Thank you guys. Comment, subscribe, like the video. See you guys later.
Please do. Bye.